Now, the dopest thing about this movie is it has direct connections to two of my favorite shows. First one being House of the Dragon. The second one being an amazing show called Ted Lasso. And I'm gonna get more into that later on. But right off that shit, I found that really fucking dope. Now, getting into this movie, I'm kind of split. I'm a little split because I like half the movie and the other half I'm like, You know what I mean? It's like it starts up, and the thing about how they handle Venom, and I had to adjust, and I had to like just realize this is their interpretation. Is the comedy of Venom is either hit or miss. Either you're gonna like it or you're not gonna like it. I don't even know. Maybe you can be in the middle. Cause like, you know, some of the jokes, you know, you find funny, but like how they choose to handle Venom, it as far as the comedy, most of the time it didn't work for me. Other times it did. Like, at least it wasn't like part 2 where he was on stage just on some Showtime of the Apollo shit.
Like Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. You know what I mean? And all I wanted going into this was a movie that was better than 2. This was better than 2. This was so much better than 2. And just off that, I'm happy. Did I love the whole entire movie? No, I didn't. But I would say from the middle to the end, they focused up and they were like, okay, let's give the people what they want. And then boom, it was at it. The threat was real. I feel like they played Noel like when Thanos first was mentioned. It was like, oh, this is big bad. Oh, he's the shit. He's crazy. He's sitting there like, all right, I can't get the fuck over there, but best believe when I get there, that's your ass. And he's seething the whole entire time. It's like, yo, I can't wait to fuck somebody up. Is that and you got that kind of energy from him the whole entire time. You look at him like you are a threat. They start the movie off with him. You can clearly see this motherfucker is a threat. But you know what I mean?
He was angry as fuck.
Yo, he was flexing the whole time like, yo, get me the. You know what I mean? No spoilers, but
Get me out of here.
he was on some. I'm gonna put hands on you when they get over there. If I find you, it's a wrap. It is over. Everybody gonna get it. That type of shit, and you felt that. But you know what I mean? We're not at that point yet, so it's the introduction to the character. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, you don't know who that is?" When I watched the trailer, I'm not familiar with this character a lot because like. Diving into Venom, there's only certain comics I've read and certain things I knew. Like I knew about a lot of the symbiotes, but Noel, I don't really know too much about him. Like I've heard his name in passing, but I've never like read up on him, anything like that. So he's technically kind of a newish character to me. But you can clearly see he's the shit. Like he's if he shows up, like oh shit, you know what I mean?
I think his character is what locked me in throughout the whole movie because I was in and out.
Yeah.
Like the movie had me zoned in, then it would lose me because there would be a bunch of scenes that make no fucking sense to me.
Yeah. It's like and it's like as the movie went on, it felt choppy. Like it didn't feel like a seamless film. It's like let's go here, let's go over there, let's go here, there,
That's what fucked me up. I didn't get continuity.
Yeah, it felt disjointed in a lot of places, and that kind of threw me off a little bit. And then they're trying the whole thing with, you know, Venom being funny, and sometimes he overdoes it, and you know what I mean? I'm hit or miss with that. Love Tom Hardy, you know what I mean? And he is killing it as Venom. It's just from the comedic aspect, you know, some of it works, some of it doesn't work.
I think when I watched, like you said, I also enjoyed this one better than the second. Overall, I enjoyed it better than the second.
Yeah.
And the big bad evil dude who was pissed the fuck off because he was locked away, he is what kept me in this movie. Because I'm looking like, oh shit, if he does get out, what happens? So my mind throughout the whole movie is, what if he gets out? What if he gets out? What are you going to do to stop him from getting out? But I didn't hate the movie, but it was like I needed the good parts to continue being good with the rest of the movie. I didn't need to go from taking this shit serious to now we're back on stage at the Apollo. Like,
there was glimpses of what it could be from the beginning to the middle. he's like, you get a little bit here. It's like, oh well, we got you. We got
Then
you.
they really making
Not yet. See. Nope. And then
it's getting good, huh? No, just
you choose to focus on other things, and then these people pop up. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Look what's happening. But you know what I mean? From the middle, they're like, okay, all right, this shit is real. We gotta do what we gotta do. Let's ramp it up. And then the battles were crazy. It's like it's all, and I'm just saying this. I have no evidence to back this up. It's like they had a certain budget, and it's like, we can't go crazy in the beginning, but best believe from the middle to the end we can go buck wild. That's all we can fucking afford. From the middle to the end, ramp that shit the fuck up. In the beginning, no, we can't afford that shit. And then towards the middle to the end, like, I mean, you can see, like, oh yeah, they the money's popping. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers battling and shit is happening, and it's a spectacle. And that right there, I was locked in for that. I think if the movie had been more of that, then maybe I wouldn't be so split. But this being the finale, you got to build certain things up just so what I mean, it can have the payoff. So a part of me kind of gets it, but another part of me, I'm like, I feel like the first half of the movie could have been tighter. It could have been a little less random. You know what I mean? It could have been a little more seamless to kind of like guide the transition into the crazy part. So by the crazy part, you're like, oh shit, y'all been waiting, and it led me to this, and then whereas in the beginning, you're like, okay, all right, that was kind of funny, all right, and then when that shit finally happens, you're like, okay, all right, finally, you know what I mean? And I hate being like that, but it is what it is sometimes. I'm not gonna say the whole half of the movie was whack, because there were glimpses of things there. There were some things that I was kind of about, but that I finally was like, okay. But still, last half of the movie, fire. First half, hit or miss.
The last half of the movie had me I was fully invested. I was applauding because there was a total formation scene where everybody's helping. So I was into that. It's just that if I know this is the finale, and if I know that your last movie made everybody check out, I kind of feel as though you have to chill with including certain characters that have nothing to do with anything.
Now, this being the final movie of the trilogy, I will say it's better than 2. That's all I wanted. I did not like Let There Be Carnage. I felt like it was a waste of Woody Harrelson and everything they tried to do. It just, you know what I mean? It just didn't work. This right here, I feel like it was better than that. It's an entertaining movie, and you do get your money's worth with this movie. Like it is a good time. Some people might not agree with me with the first half, and if that's the case, it's even better because that means you enjoy the whole joint. You know what I mean? Like I said, last half of the movie, like I'm applauding. I'm like, okay, this shit is crazy.
It came full circle.
Yeah.
Even when they mixed in the emotional aspect, thank you for that. Thank you. Like the second half, I was into it.
Yeah.
It's just that there had to be about 42 minutes of me looking like, where am I going?
It could be a little mixed. So, you know what I mean? Since the motherfuckers can't really say much, I will say, number 1, I'm glad that I went to go see it. Number 2, I'm glad we met fans at the theater, because that was dope.
We had multiples.
You know what I mean? There was a person who worked at the theater that knew who we were, and then somebody else after we're done. So shout out to y'all. That's always a great fucking time. And go see this joint to see how things wrap up and how they close out the trilogy. And I say they do kind of push the PG-13 as far as they can go. Maybe they could have pushed it a little bit more, but I mean, there was some rated R shit happening in this motherfucker. Like when you see, like, goddamn, this is PG-13, like. But they push it, like, of course, no blood, anything like that though. But you see shit happening, and it's crazy, especially at the end. I keep saying that, but you know what I mean. Go see this joint if you want to see how it wraps up. If you like either of the other movies, I feel like this is a great way to close it off.
Yeah, I agree.
With that being said, spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Now I can actually talk about this shit. Okay, so Otto from Game of Thrones is in this motherfucker, and I'm split about his family because that was random as fuck. It was super fucking random, but at the same time, I did kind of like them.
It worked.
It's just at the end when they sneak in Area 51, I'm looking like, okay, all right, all right, man.
We're
Like,
gonna help you. Like the whole now you're closing shit to Eddie Brock, and it's like
these niggas just sneak in Area 51, and even like the person next to me was like, this security sucks. I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker just snuck. Now, yes, it's being decommissioned, so maybe they don't give a fuck right now. Plus, they got bigger things to worry about underground. But it's like these niggas just sneaking into Area 51. They just prime and ready for the final battle. It's like
I can't say that because decommissioned or not, I don't think they should just let any average motherfucker be able to walk in there.
yeah, it's just the fence. It's like, come on.
Ooh, son, what'd you find there? Let's all go.
We can go in, pops. Okay, let's go in Area 51, son.
Scooby Doo van and shit. Like, all right,
It actually was though. It's like, what the fuck? And then they just prop ready, like, oh, well, let's go up there. It's like, god damn it, man. And I know there's convenience. I know there's convenience in almost every movie, and you gotta just let that ride. Like, convenience doesn't bother me. But then, I'm seeing this, I'm like, what the fuck? All right, okay. Fine. It's fine. It's not gonna kill the movie for me. But I'm mixed about the family. They all played their role. They were endearing, especially Venom's chat. Well, Eddie's talk with the little son, because you see how he's scared. He tried to comfort him up because there was emotional moments. That's why I'm like, the family was random as fuck, but a lot of it did work. And then they gave him a ride to Vegas and all that. Now there were some parts in the movie that did annoy me because like it's solidified that I can't turn into Venom, because I turn into Venom, that motherfucker's on my ass. That was established at the beginning. On the plane, he saw what it was. Like, yo, that bitch is crazy. I can't be Venom. I can do this. I can do that. The whole Venom thing, I can't.
Right, 'cause I'm being tracked.
Yeah, and that was the excuse for him not being Venom for half the movie. But it's like you go to the casino, you wilding out, you meet the bad chick from the store.
Mrs. Chen.
Yeah, I got a thing for her. Like, I can take her on a date. You know what I mean? Like, I'll treat you right. Anyway, so he meet up with her and go back to the hotel room. I want to dance. And then Venom's like, yeah, let's dance. Let's dance. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, nigga, like, they're after you. You transform, they on your ass.
Right, the big bad that has a tracker within its head for the bigger bad.
It's like, was it worth dancing to put yourself on the radar? It's like, come on, man. Now, granted, the way you can explain yourself out of this shit is like, even if he didn't, the special ops were on his ass anyway, because he was on camera when he hopped out the joint. So they would have crashed through the joint anyway. But it's like, you really risk everything just to dance. And that whole scene, I'm like, we could have done without this. It wasn't really, I mean, I'm never going to complain about seeing her, because, yes, that was random, but that was great. It was a great moment, and she actually brought something good to the movie, because she, it's a fun time.
Now, some people might have liked that scene, but to me, I feel as though for it to be the finale and for the last movie to disappoint me the way it did, I want every minute to count. That's how mentally, that's how I went into this film. I need every minute to count and make sense. And if I feel as though the big bad is tracking you whenever you become full blown Venom, why would you risk that for a dance?
Right.
Now I get it. You made Venom slightly goofy and comedic, but give your movie some type of structure.
Yeah.
The big bad can track you when you become full blown Venom. You risk that for a dance, but for the whole movie, you're saying I can't be Venom. I can't be Venom because we'll get found. But you risk it for a hotel dance. No, fuck that part.
It's like Noel is sitting there cracking his knuckles and like, bitch, go get my shit. That's it. They on your ass. And he's sitting there waiting. He's pissed. He's seething the whole movie. He's like, yo, go get that motherfucker. Go get the codex. Go get it.
Locked away in black prison.
He's mad. So how serious it is. And then to risk that just felt kind of like nonsense to me. I'm like, really? Either way, I mean, that was a vehicle for him to get blindsided, and it showed that when he just transforms back to Eddie, that motherfucker blind. He's like, where you at? Where you at? He was just here. So that's the kind of way around that. But of course they drop in because I mean, dude is mad that one of his peoples died, even though they tried to kill him. it was some self-defense shit because she pulled out the whole blicky underwater and he had to, defend himself, and then she checked.
She was trying to drown him.
So it's like, now he's mad. He was wilding out the whole movie. Even his character, I'm a little
I ain't gonna hold you. He had reason.
He did,
He
though.
had a reason for what he said. Hold up. So if I get rid of both of these motherfuckers, we avoid him coming down.
Yeah, I mean, after that, yeah, I understood. But it's like before that, he's just
asshole for no reason.
Yeah.
Why you got a Christmas ornament on your shirt? It's July.
Just
with you?
just extra. And then, but then when he talked to the dude from part 2 that they captured, and motherfuckers just explaining how real the threat is, and he starts to understand a little bit. Of course, he thinks it's bullshit because he thinks they're just here to fucking take over and colonize and all that. He's like, yo, that motherfucker, he's after us. We fucking escaped. That motherfucker crazy. He come down, it's a wrap for everybody. Us, you, ain't nobody gonna be here. You know what I mean? Some scorched earth type shit. So then, over the course of the joint, he starts understanding the shit is real. He even talks to the secret council over there to try to get, the extra leverage. And then they grant him the shit, so he ends up taking over, gets slapped up immediately. You know what I mean? Because when they capture him, it's just like, that's when everything just ramps the fuck up. And I'm telling you, that is the reason I'm only talking about this part, because like that's when the movie just fucking ramped the fuck up. Like that whole time in Area 51 when the shit was happening and the symbiotes let loose and was fighting, that shit was crazy. Just seeing Venom and the other symbiotes just scrapping,
and to see the symbiotes attach themselves to the closest host, and they're like, we gotta fight. We have to go to war and battle.
Yeah.
And this is when I really enjoyed that creature for what it was, the one that was going after everybody. Mm-hmm. The fact that he was killing people and symbiotes with ease, and he would devour them, and then shed the blood at the back.
Well,
so that motherfucker, she was crazy as shit.
Wilding out.
So did you like the whole formation? Because I love, it was some Power Rangers.
Yeah, hell yeah. What was crazy is, you know what I mean, and you saw a little bit of it when they first captured Venom and they saw that he was deteriorating without his host, and she's like, yeah, just put him downstairs, it'll be safer. The shit was looking at it a certain way where you're like, is she gonna try? And she ended up, bonded with the shit, which allowed her to pass it back to Eddie, because you saw how she was struggling with shit. She like, she knew the threat was real, and she's like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? So she ended up grabbing the shit. Pass it to Eddie, because they straight popped him.
They shot Eddie. Was like,
I'm like, god damn, because he's like, yo, we get rid of this motherfucker, and then that's it. I understand why he was trying to get rid of him, because like we stopped the threat. Cause that's what they after. So pop this nigga and then we good. But
that's some shit I would do as a commander.
It's like, it's the fate of the world type shit. So I didn't like it, but I understood why he did it. And they ended up just sparking everything up, and then the symbiotes got loose, and them fighting that big motherfucker was crazy. Even though it was killing them too. But that whole fucking part was just wild. Like,
how about the chick with the brother where they showed the thunder?
Shorty from Ted Lasso, Juno Temple.
That's her name?
Yeah.
What a name.
She's from the UK, and she got this is the first time I've seen her do an American accent, so it threw me off when I saw her, cause I'm like, whoa, I know who that is. Like, she never talked like this before. But from the beginning, they let you know, like, she's feeling some type of way, because her and her brother, like her twin brother, they were running, fucking lightning struck her. That's why you see a little joint on her, like, and he checked.
Shit killed him instantly.
Yeah, and this was his dream. She was trying to realize that shit hit her whole life, and since he wasn't able to do it, she's like, I'm gonna be the one to do it. She grabbed one of the symbiotes and pocketed that shit while they was trying to get out of it, because shit was crazy, and it ended up getting to the point where, like, Venom was like, they're not gonna stop. This is the only fucking way. We gotta end this shit. If I'm gone, then they gone. He loses his ace in the hole. So right from there, the sacrifice is gonna happen. And I think it's gonna be both of them. But he ends up ejecting Eddie the fuck out of it. He's like, nah, you go live your life. I got this shit. That whole scene was actually very emotional.
It was, and I kind of, as funny as the movie was, I kind of took that moment harder than what I expected. And it wasn't the music in the background; it was the total sacrifice of him saying, "I really look at you as a friend."
Yeah.
And I think I got emotional because Eddie was like, "No, we doing this shit together."
Yeah,
Like, no.
It was a beautiful moment, and it kind of made, you know, everything that led up to this mean more, because, you know, they've been through a lot. You love it or hate it, they've been through a lot, and this is their last time together. And he's like, I got this. You get the fuck out of here. Go live your life. And that the way he went out was on some boss level shit. And even the commander dude, he you know what I mean? He helped, cause he saw what it was. He's like, yo, I'm gonna give you the assist. Pulled the fucking grenade and said, I'm gonna make sure this shit happens. Cause he already had battle damage. He couldn't really move like that. He's like, so. But
then the acid was also falling on him. He's like, I don't feel this shit.
It was falling on him. That was just wild. I think the craziest part is when Juno Temple's character was trying to get out there, and then the other chick fell, and then you got kind of like a flashback of her and her brother, and she's already in the mindset, I can't leave somebody else, so I'm gonna try to get her, and then she ended up popping the fucking the symbiote, and initially I thought it was there's this symbiote named Scream. I thought it was Scream, but Scream doesn't have those like flash powers.
Okay.
Like, so I don't know if it's like an offshoot of Scream or what, but it kind of looked like the design was sick as fuck. Like it a speedster symbiote, which
it worked.
Yeah, that was just insane. So she's still out there. So they actually could continue this shit with other things happening and everything like that. And then, I mean, so after the sacrifice, you know, Eddie's all fucked up. He's sitting there laying on the ground, wakes up in a hospital bed. Motherfucker's like, yeah, appreciate your sacrifice. If you ever talk about this shit, I'm gonna fuck your life up. Peace.
Full immunity. Yeah. You're good. But don't talk about it.
You say this shit to anybody, your life is over.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Peace. I'm like, damn. And you can't do nothing about it. You just got to shut the fuck up about it, because, like, he said, I'll put you in the coldest prison. You were never going to get out. He was on some no shit.
Yeah, I knew it. And since they are associated with Marvel, and if things could go in that direction, I know which prison he's going to pin him in.
Shit.
I know which one he's sending him to. But the movie, to me, was actually, how do I say it? There were parts that made me mad, moments that made me look like, what the fuck? But overall, there were certain things that they had shown me that I appreciated so much that if they did continue Venom, I'm not upset with it. Because I would like to see what they do with the little bit that they showed as far as promise. The chick with the new symbiote, the powers, the Flash type shit. I'll take that. I would also want to see if Venom, is he really gone? So if you take this movie and you do better every time, it's kind of like, all right, I'll give it a chance again, because this movie didn't totally make me say this was dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, well, they said this is the finale of Venom. That's a wrap. So if they do continue, it wouldn't be called Venom. I mean, because they could follow her symbiote character or whatever like that. I always wondered, like, if they were ever going to integrate this with the MCU, because just being able to see Venom and Spider-Man in the same movie or even in the same shot would be amazing. Sony is on they solo tip, so I don't know if that ever happened. At this point, it probably won't, since it's the end of this. But we know there's a multiverse. They even addressed it in this movie. There's a multiverse, and I don't know. But yeah, like, with their connections to House of the Dragon and Ted Lasso, because I mean, the bartender and the guy that walked out the end, he's also from Ted Lasso. Danny Rojas, like
oh shit.
So we had two people from the same show in this motherfucker, and that shit was wild, because I don't think they've ever been in anything together other than Ted Lasso. But either way,
what did they call each other? Say, let's audition for this shit.
That shit was just wild, man. It's like, yeah, we know what's up, and I mean, the crew knew that we would know, so that's why they were never in the same scene together, but they was in the same movie, and that shit still counts. Anyway, I liked a lot of this movie. Like I said, you know, the first half, it, you know, all over the place, but I feel like it focused up in the middle towards the end, and the send-off was emotional and impactful. Eddie is still out there though, so anything could happen.
Yeah,
You know what I
Eddie
mean?
is, but Venom is just...
Because I think if they wanted to say like, yeah, there's never gonna be any more Venom, they'd have killed that motherfucker. They'd have killed him. Eddie is still alive. Andy's in New York now. He fuck around and go to the Daily Bugle.
So you see what I'm saying? They are letting us know like we might.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen things come back as far as movie frames.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It ain't over.
Anything is possible, and I will say that whatever they do with this character from here on out, I will be paying attention to. But Tom Hardy did a great job with what he was given. Fucking Andy Serkis came back because he was Noel. Andy Serkis is the hardest working man in Hollywood.
Shit.
The hardest working man in Hollywood. This man, he's the epitome of no days off. No days off. He's directing, he's producing, he's doing motion capture, he's doing this, he's doing that. Like, this man works every single day of every single year. I wonder if he has a family. Because if he has a wife and kids, they never see this motherfucker. Unless he has a studio in the crib where he's like, okay, all right, kids, go upstairs. Like, Daddy got to work.
Yeah, I was about
You know
to
what I
say,
mean?
like, how the fuck do you see your
My
folks?
man works every single fucking day. It's crazy. Like, you got to respect the grind. He's been doing this shit for fucking decades. Like, this man is wild with the shit. But they let you know that, because Noel went out on some Thanos shit in the beginning. He's like, yo, I'm gonna take this shit the fuck over. This shit ain't done. Mm-hmm. He's dead. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna find a way out of here, and I'm gonna fuck everybody up. That's the type of time he was on, because they devoted a whole post credit scene to him. He's sitting there cracking his knuckles. He said, "This shit ain't over." So he gonna pop up somewhere.
Ain't no way in hell I'll live my life like that.
Because he's
Mad.
seething. Whole movie, he's like, I didn't get out yet? Like, okay, all right, give me my shit. So you gonna see him pull up with something. Like, he gonna find a way to get out of there. They put that there for a reason. His story is not over. Whether it is the same Noah that reappears or a different one, we gonna see this motherfucker again. And when we do, he's gonna say, run that.
I hope we do see him again. I hope there is some type of continuation, because I can't take another movie hurting my heart the way that the Batman movie did.
Which one?
The final one.
You mean the Chris Nolan one.
The Christopher Nolan one, where they give you promise of
Robin.
I'm like, oh shit. Then 10 years go by and nothing. Another 5 go by. Oh, all right. So you just showed him to show him. Okay.
So you gotta make that shit up in your head. Like, okay, so he's out there, he got the suit, he's saving motherfuckers, he assembled a new team, him and Batgirl and all that. So you gotta make that shit up in your head, because that's all we gonna get.
You can't do that shit, though. That's like me saying breakfast is ready, you come downstairs. Breakfast is gone. I just want to tell you it was downstairs. Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Either way, whatever they do with this character, I'm gonna pay attention. And I would say it was a little hit or miss, but strong finish.
I'll say go see it.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
Go see it.
Definitely go
see
see it. Definitely go see it. Damn. He was right there. I do not. Hey! Sorry.